You know, when you argue with a fool, you just prove there are two. And I consider Congresswoman Omar, Congresswoman Ocasio-Cortez, Congresswoman Tlaib, Congresswoman Presley, I think is her name. They call themselves the Squad. I consider them to be fools.
Hold up, John Kennedy did not come to play. He came in sharp, direct, and ready to set the record straight. By the time he was done, the entire conversation had shifted. And when the facts finally surface about Omar's removal, everything changes. Don't blink. This is where it gets real.
There are a lot more important issues in front of the United States Congress and the American people than who tweets what to whom. So let me say it one more time. I thought in the president's original tweet, I thought it was a poor choice of words. I think I know what the president meant, and he clarified later and said, look, if you're not happy in America, leave. Just leave. And I agree with that. But his original articulation of that concept, in my opinion, fell short of the mark. Number two, frankly, I don't know why the president felt the need to tweet on this subject at all. You know, when you argue with a fool, you just prove there are two. And I consider Congresswoman Omar, Congresswoman Ocasio-Cortez, Congresswoman Tlaib, Congresswoman Presley, I think is her name. They call themselves the Squad. I consider them to be fools. They hate America. They think America was wicked in its origins, and it's even more wicked today. They ought to be thanking America instead of calling America evil and wicked and racist. But this is America, and they have the right to their opinion. But I don't like to see the president even dignify their point of view. Besides that, I think that the Squad, as they call themselves, they are destroying the Democratic Party. You know, when your opponent is screwing up, don't interrupt him. Let him go. I mean, just looking at this from a political standpoint, if I didn't know better, I would think the members of the Squad were GOP plants. I mean, they think that illegal immigration, socialism, higher taxes, abortion are all moral goods. They think America, Israel, free enterprise are moral bads. That's not what most Americans believe. And that's kind of where I am on the subject. The president has explained his position. He has said, look, here's what I meant. If you're not happy living in America, leave. It's a free country, and I agree with that assessment.
If I am not on this committee for one term, my voice will get louder and stronger, and my leadership will be celebrated around the world as it has been.
Today's resolution, as it relates to Representative Omar, details 6 statements she made as a sitting member of Congress that under the totality of the circumstances disqualify her from serving on the Committee on Foreign Affairs.
Don't tell me this is about consistency. Don't tell me that this is about a condemnation of anti-Semitic remarks when you have a member of the Republican caucus who has talked about Jewish space lasers and an entire amount of tropes and also elevated her to some of the highest committee assignments in this body. This is about targeting women of color in the United States of America. Don't tell me, because I didn't get a single apology when my life was threatened.
The representative can say whatever the heck she wants, but we don't have to accept it. or embrace it. Individuals who hold such hateful views should rightly be barred from that type of committee.
This institution is better because of her leadership, and the Foreign Affairs Committee benefits from her perspective. So let's talk about what's really happening. Republicans are waging a blatantly Islamophobic and racist attack on Congresswoman Omar. And I've said it before, I will say it again. The white supremacy happening is unbelievable. This is despicable.
We're not removing her from other committees. We just do not believe when it comes to foreign affairs, especially the responsibility of that position around the world with the comments that you make. She shouldn't serve there.
The gentlewoman is recognized. On which
I just sat here shaking my head because watching Senator Kennedy lay into Ilhan Omar and the entire squad hit me in a way I did not expect. As I broke down every clip, I couldn't ignore what he said, and honestly, he wasn't wrong. When he said they think America was wicked in its origins and even more wicked today, it stopped me cold. I'm listening to these reactions on the House floor, all the shouting, all the accusations of racism and Islamophobia, yet no one wants to talk about the actual statements Ilhan Omar made. I mean, 6 different problematic comments while serving in Congress, some of which she had to publicly apologize for. And still, her defenders pretend this decision to remove her from the Foreign Affairs Committee was just some political attack. No. This was about whether someone who openly undermines America's credibility should be representing the country on the world stage. Senator Kennedy said they hate America, and when you listen to their language, when you hear the constant condemnation with zero acknowledgement of the good this country has done, it becomes hard to deny. What really gets me is how quickly they hide behind identity politics. The moment they're challenged, suddenly accountability becomes racism. It's the easiest shield in Washington. But that shield doesn't erase what she said. It doesn't erase the damage those comments do. And Speaker McCarthy's point made perfect sense. This isn't about kicking her out of Congress. This is about putting the right people in the right positions. You can't effectively serve on the Foreign Affairs Committee if you don't even believe America is fundamentally good. It's basic common sense. You wouldn't make an arsonist the fire chief. At the end of the day, freedom of speech doesn't mean freedom from consequences. And if someone thinks the country they serve is irredeemably evil, then why fight so desperately to hold a position that requires defending it? If you're watching this, make sure you subscribe, share this video, and tell me your honest take in the comments below. I want to hear what you think.